guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be focused on the room we're in. This is probably my most neglected room in the entire house. We've lived in our house for a year and a half. We bought it before we got married a year ago. And this is my husband's game room. He has his plants game room. He has his whole game set up. He has his fish tank. He keeps all of his plants over here, which all of them are on the front porch right now. And we have slowly been working on little projects all over the house, but I have ADHD and I get bored of projects. So I'll stop partially through or halfway through, and then I start a new project somewhere else. So that's exactly what happened in this room. I do have some small clips and some images that I will show you guys in this video of some stuff that we worked on. We ripped out an extra closet in here that was taking up a stupid amount of room. So we ripped that out, and then we cleaned everything up and we prepped the wall, removed some of the old drywall and cleaned it up. There is all this drywall. Some of it's old, some of it's new, because we closed a door that went to the kitchen. That's what started this is because we were working on the kitchen. But the whole wall needs mudded, mud. I don't know the correct word to say that. And then the seams, of the door and stuff, need to be taped. And then I can paint. So that is the part that I've been dreading, is doing the mud. I don't like it. I don't know what I'm doing. I went to University of YouTube for this. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm just going to do my best, because that's the only way it's going to happen and get done, is if I do it. It's an old house that's been jimmy-rigged on jimmy-rigged, and so now we're undoing some of the jimmy-rigged things that happened to the house and trying to make it make a little more sense. So, the only thing that's happened in this room is when we first moved in, we painted it, and I do think I have clips of that. So if I can find, I have so much random footage and pictures and Snapchats of us randomly doing things all over the house. So this video is hopefully just gonna be about this room, and I can put all of that random footage in one video. And then hopefully we can finish. I always say hopefully we can finish, but even if you finish something, it's never finished. When you live in your home, you're always doing things. So here are some photos of when we first looked at the house. This is what it looked like untouched when we were getting ready to buy the house. You can see that door that went to the kitchen. It used to be a yellow color. You could see both closets, and this is just what the process looked like. This is when I first went to paint the room all gray before we took the closet out. So this is just the before of the whole room and kind of what the space looked like. You could see the old light that we eventually switched for a ceiling fan. And you can see the little sconces that we have plant lights in, and just kind of what everything was looking like before I did anything. I did not get photos of after I finished painting it gray, but as you can see in the room, I can mud the wall. I feel like I could do that. And then I want to paint. But the ceiling part, which you guys will see, I probably will not mess with right now, because this is already going to take hours and it's already going to be a big project. And I just want to get as much of this room done today. I convinced myself that I'm not going to focus on all the random stuff around the house, that I need to start focusing on one area at a time. And that's just me trying to talk my ADHD brain into completing something. I'm going to show you the before. We're going to get some water. I'm going to put my headphones on and listen to an audiobook. And we're just going to get crack-lacking, y'all. So this is the door to the room. This is the only bedroom on the main level of the house. So you walk in. The dog's kennels covered with crap. The wall that we will be working on, that's where the closet was. We got a new couch set. So this is one of our new couches, which is dusty. As you can see, everything in here is dusty, so it needs to be wiped down and stuff. And then we have this old fish tank stand, and then this rack thing. That's where Tori keeps all of his plants, but they're on the front porch right now. And then over here is Tori's gaming desk, his chair, his computer. We have a trash can. Here's our beautiful fish tank. He loves his 75-gallon fish tank, you know. And then our front window, we have a little AC because we don't have central air. Put our ceiling fan in. That is something we did do, is switch out most of the lights in this house. There was already a closet, so that's why we took out the second closet. But yeah, so we're gonna clean this up and then we're gonna work on this wall. I thought also, just for context, I would show you the other side of the wall. This, you can kind of see the line, is the door that we closed to the kitchen. And I did mud this. So it's not perfect, but I have confidence I can mud the other wall and it'd be fine. Eventually, by the way, we are gonna replace the shelf and do a floating shelf because our studs are so weird. But for now, it's fine. It gives me extra storage. It fills up this weird wall. So, but I wanted to give context of what was on the other side of the bedroom wall is our kitchen. So here at this point, I am cleaning all of the stuff out of the room, getting everything cleaned up because, like I said at the beginning, everything was disgusting and dusty and covered in dog hair. We have 2 large long-haired dogs, and during this time it was summer and we were having an extremely hot summer and they were shedding so bad. So you will see lots of dog hair when I move the couch and the kennels. The rest of my house is very clean, but they just shed so bad during the summer and it was so hot this summer. It was awful. But I get it cleaned up, everything's fine, and my dogs are all happy and good, but it was quite disgusting, as you guys are going to see. But I'm just getting this area cleaned up, getting everything moved out of the way, and then we'll clean the floors, prep everything, and then I'll start mudding.
So, to give a little context of what I'm doing, like I said, I've never done this before and I'm just winging it. University of YouTube. The only other mudding and drywall that I've worked with was when we closed the door in the kitchen, which is the other side of this wall. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm filling in holes and I am taping and mudding in the seams between all of the drywall boards. I will say that this old floral drywall, I didn't want to mess with because this is an old house. I don't know what material all of this exactly is, and so I didn't want to start ripping all this apart and getting into probably some older material. So I decided just to mud over it and paint it. It's not perfect. This was an addition that they added to the house. That's why there's a bit of a lip and why the ceiling goes down. So I am just making the most of it and working with what I have. And it looks a million times better and it's a lot more functional, but it's definitely not perfect, and that's okay. Because this is my first time doing any of this, and this is my first home, and it is a very old house. This house was built in like 1920 or something like that, and has been renovated and added and changed multiple times since then, obviously. So you can kind of see that dip. You can kind of see that lip that's hanging out in the corner from the addition that they did to this room. So now that I have gone through all the holes and I've taped all the seams and edges, I am now skim coating with mud on this wall. And this is the finished product of it's still wet. It has to dry. It did take quite a long time to dry. But for it being my first time ever doing this, I was pretty proud of myself. I was terrified the entire time. It was kind of trust the process moment, and it's definitely not perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with myself. I did this by myself, so I think I did a pretty good job. Once it is all painted, it will look nicer than it does now. But this has to dry for a while. I will get you guys back when I'm painting. Hey guys, we're back in the room. It's the next day. Everything has been mudded. Is that the right word? Mudded? It's all dry. I let it dry overnight because you're supposed to let it dry 12 hours to fully dry or whatever. So it's all dry. It's ready for paint. I did patch a couple of the smaller holes on top. This main wall is going to be this dark charcoal, like black color. We did an accent wall in the living room, and so it's the remaining paint of that. It should be enough, hopefully. And then I have the gray that we painted everywhere else to just do this section, and then to touch up the edge on the other side of the wall. I'm going to maybe edge first and then roll. I'm probably gonna do that off camera just because it's boring to watch painting, and I'm running out of footage storage because I have so much footage that I need to like edit. So I will see you guys back when we start to roll.
I did want to mention also that this is my husband's game room, and he picked this color. He loved the dark accent wall in our living room, and I gave him the option because I was using what I had. I don't like to waste a lot of material, and so I said we have some gray left from the room when I first painted it, so I could paint the whole room the same color, or we have this dark color left if you want an accent wall. He decided on the accent wall and he loves it, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. We like darker colors. I don't like dark colors all over the house, but I like accent walls and touches. It's just fun, and it's definitely mine and my husband's style. this area was where that old closet is. So that string you're seeing that's kind of hitting my face, there is a little light there. We actually put a plant light bulb in it, and we just use it as a plant light for my husband's plants that are in that corner. So it ends up not looking bad. It totally works, super functional, and doesn't bother us at all. But that is what that string is. And also when I was painting, I was really having to push hard just to make sure that I was getting paint in between all the nooks and crannies from how I drywalled, just with the texture that we ended up with. So I did put in some effort while I was painting. Okay, last and final part, we're here at the home stretch. So the wall is done, everything is mudded, painted, and dried, and I am now putting the room back together and giving everything a really good clean. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it was disgusting in here. It was dusty, it was gross, it was dirty. This is my husband's game room, so it probably is one of the more neglected rooms in the house. I don't clean this all the time because it's my husband's room. So I do come in every once in a while and give it a good deep clean just because he's in here and he's not cleaning it. And then the dogs are in here, so that just adds a layer of dust and hair. So it just needs me to come in and give it a scrub. And so that's exactly what's happening. And the room looks so good. My husband was so happy with it. He actually was super impressed that I did this all by myself. He was at work the entire time I was doing this, and I just wanted it done. So that is why I did it by myself. I just did it when he was at work. I had the time off, and I wanted to get some projects done. And oh boy, was this a big one for me. So I'm really happy. I'm really proud of myself. And it was a lot of work, but it looks so good in my opinion. And it just made the room feel huge when we took the closet out and got it finished. And it's made such a difference in the space. So my husband is home at this point from work, and you'll see him popping around here and there, but he was running around for me. He was helping me. I know you can see him here and there, but he was doing things as I asked, and we are just going to get this room put back together. So I'm just finishing cleaning off the room. But I think it's funny watching these old videos and seeing my dogs run around. They just look like they're going so fast. And that door that my dogs were looking out of, that's our front door. And since this video was filmed, we have replaced it. And so it's kind of cool looking back and seeing all the changes that we've made. But here I'm just switching out my husband's Scentsy. I just hadn't had it set up yet in this room, and so that's what I was doing. But this is the last thing I'm doing in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a long one, but it was a big exciting change to this room, and I had a lot of fun filming it. and I love the final result. And let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!